We have another challenge and trade at the Woodturners Resource Forum. This one is to make a tall, thin-stemmed goblet. So I have mounted this piece of hard maple. What is it? It is about 2 3/16 by 12 inches. And I'm going to turn it down to a cylinder. Okay, when you're roughing out a spindle with roughing gouge, you want to work out to the ends. You don't want to start at the end while it's still square anyway. Because if you're starting at the end with the square corners, you can hook off a great big long splinter. Cut a tenon on the end here because I'm going to be gripping it in my chuck. So I'm going to be starting out here, creating the cup of the goblet. I want to rough the shape in so that I know what I'm shooting for when I'm hollowing it out. If I just start hollowing into the end of the cylinder, I really don't have a good idea of what shape I'm getting, just other than by feeling it. So I'm going with a 1/2 inch spindle gouge. And like so many other things, the shape of the goblet bowl can be pretty much anything you want it to be. I tend to like the opening slightly smaller, and then the largest diameter about 2/3 of the way down. Okay, so you want to rough the shape out, but you don't want to make it too small here, because you don't want to reduce the support for when you're hollowing. I can refine it somewhat after I hollow it, as long as I don't hollow it too thin. Now, because this is so far out from my support, I'm going to use a steady rest while I'm doing the hollowing. I want, if the gouge is horizontal, I want it to be hitting right on center height, and it's just a hair low there right at the moment. That looks pretty good. Okay, so I just put the nose of the gouge right on the center, push in a little bit, rotate it, and traverse back out to the limit. You want the cut to be happening just in this orientation, just to my left of the nose. You do not want to get this big wing engaged. So you have to swing the handle far enough over, especially when you get in deeper, and it can get a little difficult. You may not have enough clearance to swing the handle over far enough. Okay, I'm not getting the cleanest cut in the world in there, but those are mostly hogging cuts. I can take another cut to try and refine that surface a bit. And that's a much cleaner surface. That get rid of the tear out just by taking a lighter, slower pass. It's probably a good idea, and something that I don't do that often, to drill a hole in the center. Then you get rid of the middle to start. You get rid of that center to start with, which can be problematic. And it also gives you a good, if you drill the hole to the depth you want to hollow, it gives you a good guide and you don't have to worry about going too deep. Alright. Okay, so I'm looking across the mouth of the goblet there, and just the very tip of the drill is right even with the plane of the goblet. And I'm going to want to hollow in there about 2 1/4 inches. So I'm just going to make a mark on the bit here at 2 1/4 inches that will tell me when to stop. And this bit just happened to be in the chuck. I don't even know what size it is. It doesn't matter what size it is. And there we go. My large cone center in the mouth of the goblet there. But I'm not going to be exerting much pressure. It's just more or less to give it side-to-side support. And this is aluminum. So if I get any slippage between the goblet and that cone, it's liable to leave a black mark on the rim there. So I'm just going to put a piece of paper towel there. And I'm going to make a couple of burn lines, so I want to cut a couple of small grooves to keep the wire from wandering around as I try to burn the lines on there. Okay, and this is only 1/8 of an inch thick, so I can't go too deep. Okay, so I want a fairly thin stem here. So I'm going to be leaving most of this material here as long as I can and just doing small sections of the stem at a time. And then once I have 1 inch or 2 done, I'll sand and finish it, and I'll probably put something on there so that I can actually back the tailstock out and apply tension instead of pressure this way, because that stem's going to be too thin to resist any pressure from the tailstock. Okay,